Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Redbeard. This is my first vlog that I've actually done, and it was done on a GoPro 3 Silver. I actually have a GoPro 7 Black now, which I will be using from now on. As you will notice with the GoPro 3, it's quite shaky and bouncy and all that great stuff, but the new GoPro 7 is very much more stable. So I'll be using that from now on, but please enjoy the content.
So yeah, my name is Rodney. I'm going by the name of Redbeard the Rider on this channel anyway. Redbeard because, well, I have a red beard. I know, unique, wow. I should have called myself something ironic like Blackbeard. But I'm sure that's taken too. I don't know. Didn't even bother looking. I wasn't being too creative, but Redbeard the Rider. I do love to ride, and that's what this channel's about. Either riding or the interesting places I go to, or things that are motorcycle related. Yeah. So speaking of riding, I'm on my ride, which is a 2012 Harley Davidson Electra Glide Limited. I haven't had this bike that long, but the bike I had prior to this was the same thing, Electra Glide. It was 2008 Electra Glide, but it was a classic, which didn't have the heated grips, so I am all about that. Man, that's a nice thing. Just really makes the ride more enjoyable. I had no clue how much better it'd be, but it is. It really is. Prior to that, my first bike was a Honda VTX1800N, as in Nancy, or November. Stands for Neo Retro. That was absolutely a beautiful bike, a powerful bike. It had more horsepower than either of my Harleys had. It was well over 100, probably 100, 110 plus horsepower. Lots of power, but it was a 5-speed, so that was the trade-off, I guess. But it still knew how to use the power, had lots of torque. But it had really interesting and pretty stylings. The fenders wrapped around and curved and hugged the tires almost down to the ground. The brake light rather was integrated into the fender, so it looked really cool. I put on probably over 90,000 miles on that bike. I love that bike. It was my first and my favorite, but well, I don't know that it was my favorite. I just really enjoyed that bike. It was really good. And why did I get rid of it? Well, you know, it was getting up there in mileage, and I started having small little things go wrong with it that I really didn't want to have. It just seemed like it was giving me signals that more things were probably going to go wrong on it. So I could have either kept it and just put more money into it, or I did what I did and I was able to trade it in. And you know, they gave me a good little bit for it. So yeah, I would have preferred to keep it, but I think I got enough on the trade-in that it helped me out. So, but now I regret it. Wish I would have kept it, of course, after the fact. But when I bought that bike, it was it had I think a switchblade windshield on it, so you could remove it. I never really did. I really did enjoy having the windscreen. It, you know, it came up to here, so it's like right in the line of sight, but it really did block the wind pretty well. And it had a couple of saddlebags on it that were just leather bags, and I always overstuffed those things. So I really was using that bike for long trips a lot. I mean, not that I also didn't use it for short trips. I used it almost every day if I could. It's a great bike just to ride around. but I ended up putting Viking bags, extra large Viking bags on the rear, which were lockable and hard. So that was really nice. That was a nice upgrade to it. And then I also went ahead and put a fairing on it before my last trip with that bike out to the Rockies, out to Yellowstone. And that was an interesting thing to do to that bike. It was challenging, trying to make everything fit and all that good stuff, and the wiring and yada yada. Not that that's not my forte at all, but I did it. Pretty proud that I did it. I put a nice big stereo on it with huge speakers, a lot bigger speakers than these. That thing would blare some music. It was nice. But yeah, so it was pretty upgraded when I got rid of it. I guess probably the reason I went for a Harley instead of another Honda. Well, one, they stopped making the VTX1800, which again was a very large bike, very powerful. They replaced it with what'd they call that? A State Line, I guess, which was I think a 1300. I'm sure it's a fine bike. It's just, whatever. My brother has been riding Harleys for years. I don't know. He's been riding for over 30 years, I'm sure. And yeah, I know he started off with, I remember growing up him having a Suzuki, a cruiser type Suzuki. Then I remember later when I was in high school, he had like a Yamaha touring bike. But I think pretty much right after that, he started exclusively buying Harleys, and he'd trade them in every so often for another one. He has a Road Glide now that he's had for a while. I know he's upgraded that thing, all the engine, upgraded the engine, all that good stuff, to a stage 3, I believe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's one thing that just kind of seems off to me when you buy a bike. You just start having to upgrade it and stuff. And I know that's what Harley does. They do that with their exhausts. So you always pretty much end up buying an aftermarket exhaust, and then you do that again with your engine. You can upgrade it several times to be more powerful and stuff. And then you look at the other bikes out there, like the new Indian Challenger, and that thing comes out and it's just like bam, nothing. You don't need to do anything. No suspension upgrade, no engine upgrade, no light upgrade, nothing. You don't need to do anything, and it's similarly priced as the new Harley. And it's just like, dang, why didn't Harley do that? I mean, at least give somebody an option, I don't know. I know there's people that like spending thousands of bucks on their stuff, or maybe they don't like spending it, but they like getting the upgrades and stuff, and as a result, spend that money. I can't justify it in my head, or anywhere actually. I just can't justify it. I don't know. I do like Harleys. I mean, my brother's always talked about them forever, and I've always I kind of envied it somewhat. Go ahead. I don't want to get T-boned, so I'm going to let these guys go. Okay. He's waving me on, so I'm going to go ahead and go. And I'm going. And I'm gone. Boy, wouldn't that be a terrible ending to a video? Well, maybe not for you guys. It would be for me to get T-boned. Ow. You guys would be like, oh, look at this dumbass. I don't know. Somebody would probably be like that. Most people aren't like that. But anyway, back to the Harley thing. So yeah, my brother's always talked him up, and I've always really envied some of the bikes, that people have. They're just beautiful bikes. can't really beat the Harley styling. So yeah, I mean, I have to say, the two motorcycles I've had from Harley, I've absolutely loved. They have been great bikes. The only issue is, you know, when you buy a Harley, you're paying for premium, you know. You not only, even if you buy the bike used like I did, and get it for less than half of what a new bike cost, you still, I take mine in. I'm not superly mechanically inclined, so I don't do a lot of the work and stuff on my own. It wouldn't be something that I wouldn't be opposed to doing more of that if I had the room and the space and all that. I do probably have enough of the right tools to be able to do everything I need to do, but just really space and lifts and stuff like that. But in any event, so when you take them in, I mean, my goodness, an oil change is like, well, the dealership I go to, it's around 130 bucks. And when I buy the oil and filter myself, you know, that's like 78 bucks just for that. And I could get the oil changed at the dealership, at the Honda dealership, for 78 bucks. So that's paying for the labor too at the Honda dealership, but I can't do that at Harley because you're paying premium. So with that said, both the motorcycles I bought, both the Harleys, I went ahead and got the extended warranty because they have an incredible extended warranty on those bikes, where all you have to pay is 50 bucks if there's a problem, and they'll fix it. And I've used that thing several times on my old classic, Ultra Glides Classic that I had, Electra Glide. I can't really chew gum and walk at the same time, so talking and riding, yeah, might be interesting. You may see something interesting yet. Anyway, my old 08 Electra Glide Classic, it had the bearings go out on it and something with the valves, and so both of those, each of those rather, by themselves were going to be over $1,000, so a couple grand. And that was one time I took the bike in. I was like, holy crap. And fortunately, I was like, well, I have the extended warranty. And oh, well, it's 50 bucks and we'll take care of it. That was it. It cost me 50 bucks, and didn't matter if I had one issue or 4 issues, they took care of it all. So that was freaking awesome. The issue was with that bike, I was getting close. The warranty was almost out. I was down to just a few months left on the warranty. That's whenever I found this bike, and so I bought it and got an extended warranty on it for quite a few years. So yeah, and I actually, when I bought that, I also went ahead and got the wheels and tire warranty, which is you know, like if you run over a curb or something like that and mess up the wheel, they'll replace the wheel for 50 bucks. And then the tire deal is when you have what is it, 30 seconds of tread, as long as you have that much tread on it and you have something happen to your tire, whether you blow it out or run over a nail or whatever, they'll replace it for 50 bucks. So that comes to my next point about why I wanted Harley Davidson, because like I said, I've been traveling a lot of different places lately, and I've always heard great things about the dealership and the dealership network, about how they take care of their customers and all that stuff. Again, you pay premium for it, but you know, what are you going to do? You know, if you want that type of service, I guess you pay for it. But it's been nice where, you know, you're out on the road, and with the extended warranty, it's basically what they call worry-free riding, and it is. If anything happens, you just go to a dealership. Sounds like I'm doing it like a public service thing for them, but it really does. But I'm not. I paid for it. They didn't pay me. Oh well, I'll keep going with this. So it's nice because if something happens and they can't get you right in, the warranty will pay for like 150 bucks for food and lodging that day, something like that. And it pays for it up for 3 days, I think, until that all can get resolved. So man, that's a pretty good deal. When you travel all over the place, you want that kind of support whenever you're just by yourself, you know. It's good to know that that's there for you.
Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoy this type of content, please subscribe if you haven't already, and go ahead and like this video. If you'd like to leave a comment, go ahead and do that too.